What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD. Want you to hear back here on Plays and Source, and this is of course Road to PS5 Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Who's Luke and who's Darth Vader? I'll be Darth Vader. It's fine. I'll die on the hill. It's fine.
Oh, I was just about to say I'll be Darth Vader. All good.
Oh well. This is interesting. How about you be Anakin that comes back at the end? You know, who is
As
the
a
real
Force ghost?
No. I mean, like you.
Oh, and as like dying moments.
Yeah, because how old were you when you learned that the title of Episode 6 is talking about Anakin and not Luke?
I was today. Today.
Really?
Yeah, no.
It was like 2 years ago. Someone was talking. It was someone at work, I think, and like he enlightened me. They're like, no, Return of the Jedi. That's Anakin. They're talking about how he returns in the end. And I was like, oh my god, wow, blew me back. But besides all that, this is of course the weekly podcast series about any and all things PS5 as we head towards the release of the PlayStation 5. With me, of course, we already said a few words at the beginning. My luxurious co-host, the ArachKnight. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. We have like a meatloaf of a show.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of veggies in there, a lot of meat, a lot of perhaps uncooked meat. Who knows? We'll see. It's gonna get a little bit dirty today. I don't know. We are gonna see. But before we get all to that, you can catch the show here on youtube.com/PlayStationSource, as well as your favorite podcast service every Sunday at 10 a.m. by hitting the anchor link down below to find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, and any other major podcast service, or by just searching PlayStation Source podcast feed. To support the show, you can of course like and subscribe, as well as become a member of the channel by hitting the join button or the link in the description. The Prince tier and the King tier are $1 and $5 respectively. They give you access to different channel badges, emotes, as well as shoutouts and all PSS content, just like the homies Caleb Kaiser, Bashful Brody, Owen, ArachKnight, and all the other great members as well. Follow us on other platforms such as Discord and Twitter down below in the description. We had a lot of people join the Discord yesterday.
We did.
I liked it. I was like, what's good, homies? What's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? It was a great time. But definitely join that Discord down below in the description. Of course, you know, Episode 6, the elephant in the room. The PlayStation 5 Showcase did go down. We talked a little bit about it last week when it officially got confirmed and everything, about what they had to do to be able to really achieve a success of this showcase. We're gonna get into that because a lot of things have happened, but we're gonna swiftly move through what we've been playing and a little bit of news as well that doesn't pertain to the showcase. And then we're gonna go right into the nitty gritty of our full recap of the showcase. But I guess first off, I'll start with you, ArachKnight. Is there anything that you've been playing this week in particular?
I started replaying the original Dead Rising.
Interesting pick. I did not see that coming. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like. Are you playing on PC, I'm assuming?
Yeah. It's always been a favorite game of mine, and I haven't played it in a few years. And my order of Mario 3D All-Stars got canceled, and I didn't feel like waiting for it to download. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Dead Rising.
Wait, your pre-order of 3D All-Stars got canceled?
Yeah, there was an issue with how I pre-ordered it. So they're like, yeah.
Was it physically or digitally?
I got it digitally. There was an issue with my account.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, just like as soon as I saw, I was like, oh, you can pre-order it again. Like now that everything's fixed, like, wow, that's crazy. The game's already launched. It's like I'll download it when I go to bed. And so I played through the original Dead Rising. It's a lot. I remember it being a lot harder when I was a dumb kid and didn't know how games worked.
How my famous story about I didn't know what R3 and L3 were.
Yeah.
Even though in loading screens I would click down the buttons of the analog sticks.
We've all done things like that.
I don't know, man. That I still can't believe it went that long, not understanding R3 and L3. But
it is what it is. I remember dropping Dead Rising when I was younger and just watching a playthrough of it because the arrow was pointing towards a wall, and when I would run to the wall, it would turn around, and it was just something I had to pick up. Like there was something on the ground I had to pick up, and I was like, you know what, the game's broken. I'm done.
I can see, like, if there's not a problem to, like, hey, X to pick up or whatever it would be on Xbox or, you know, whatever console you're playing as, I can see that being a definite issue for sure if you're not aware of it.
Yeah, and so I was like, you know, this is dumb. And I went back to it. It's like, wait, it's right there. And I picked it up and I was fine. I was like, wow, I really was, like, I was a little slow. So
I have my PS2, right? And I almost want to get component to HDMI and stream me finishing Star Wars Episode 3. Because I never could because I didn't understand R3 and L3 like an idiot. So I kind of want to go back and redeem myself as an adult. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Other than the Dead Rising, just what else have I been playing? One of my friends who's been up in college had a free few days.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just been playing a bunch of like smaller games, like just games that everybody can play, like, you know, Among Us. We played some Worms, WMD, Tricky Towers, which is just competitive Tetris.
Dude, I downloaded Among Us, right? Because I thought it was a PC game, right?
Right.
Because I just heard people talking about it on Twitter. I never saw gameplay of it. I've seen like little screenshots of like the scoreboard and everything, I think, or something like that. I don't know, but I thought it was a PC game. Lo and behold, it's on your phone. So I downloaded it, and I've only played the training, like free play type things where you get to get familiar with, I guess, the tasks you have to do. I haven't actually played the game of Among Us, but I definitely want to.
It's on both. It is on PC and mobile.
I see. Okay, I see.
It's
as you know,
fun.
yeah. As you know, I don't have a PC, but I believe you can plug your phone into your Mac, and Elgato can screen capture off it. So in theory, I could stream it. I'm pretty sure I could do that. I have to double check and see, but I know there's something where you could easily record iPhone gameplay on your Elgato, but it looks fun.
It is fun. It's fun to just point accusations with no basis. It's just like, I don't know, Blue seems kind of sus, and then Blue's fucking gone just because you said that.
Like, man, like, is this validating like trolls on the internet just like making baseless claims about stuff? Like, is that actually fun? Who knows? We all learned that how to convince everybody is just to be the loudest person in the room. Precisely.
It's really fun to, like, especially if you're the imposter. It's like, I don't know, Blue seem kind of sus.
I feel like I could sway the opinion of the public. I think maybe. I don't know.
You met, if anybody calls you out for, even if there's no basis on it, it's over.
If I get called out in like Among Us, there's no way I can rebuttal because I'll just start laughing if it actually is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I have a very bad poker face, but I can make a strong case for someone else. I can jump through hoops to hopefully get the people behind me. But who knows?
What have you been playing?
I, sir, beat Crash 1 Remake.
I saw.
In the bag. Took me about, I think, 8.5 to 9 hours. Honestly, wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was definitely no God of War 1 type difficulty. God of War 1 was the thing that I don't ever want to experience again, to be completely honest. But I think overall, like, I think the synopsis is that while Crash 1 definitely has some challenging moments, definitely has some challenging levels for sure, that you can see my stream series on the playlist on the channel. Nice little playlist. It's only 3 episodes, so very, very quick. And I think Crash 2, I think we're like over halfway done with that as well in the first stream. So these games are really moving, which I appreciate personally. But Crash 1, although hard at definite times, it's still fun at its core. You know, like it's still a really, really fun experience. So overall, great time. Love what they've done with the remake. I've been going back and seeing like side by side comparisons from the old Crash to the new Crash, and it's a great remake. You know, it feels really well. Seems like a real work of love and stuff like that. So, big fan of Crash 1. Good stuff. Crash 2 though has been very interesting. Now we got the slide going on, we got ducking going on. You know what I'm saying? And it is satisfying to make those like far jumps with the slide at the last minute to get momentum and the jump. You know what I'm saying? Adding a lot of complexity to the levels for sure. But yeah, no, I'm liking Crash 2 as well. Definitely moving at a pace that is like, oh man, moving real quickly. But I do like the added replayability as well in Crash 2, where you go back to get more gems and different stuff like that, as opposed to the purple ones that you get to like mainly beat the golden path, if you will.
Right.
So far it's been good. I think next stream I stream it. Wow. I think that might be the last one for Crash 2, because I think I only have 2 worlds left after where I left off. So it's moving at a pace that I for sure appreciate, like I said before. I also beat Avengers, ArachKnight. I did.
How was that?
Overall, now, I'm no comic fan, right? I didn't grow up reading comics, you know what I'm saying? Unlike you, ArachKnight, of course. So I'm definitely, from the Marvel point of view, I'm definitely an MCU fan first, for sure. Second, we'll throw in the games, and like MCU, I'll throw in the shows as well that are loosely connected to the MCU as well, but still are to a certain degree. Avengers story is great, man. I like it a lot, dude. There's some ArachKnight. I know we have been looking at Avengers with kind of like a side eye before release, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta tell you, there's some really good surprises in Avengers that I think you would like. I really think so. Like, now, I don't know if you would like it so much to pay $60. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because while I don't necessarily regret paying $60, I could easily see someone that is going in for primarily a single player perspective, and like I'm not really going for only single player. Like I do plan on going back and doing some of the rank ups for my heroes and different stuff like that, and definitely coming back for story content as well over the course of the DLC characters that they add down the road. But I can see someone that just wanted to go for the story and that's it, being a little bit like 60. 40 sounds a lot better. I think 40 is the highest that you should aim for, ArachKnight. And honestly, I think with Black Friday coming up, I think you can pay less than that. You know what I'm saying? So, and they put out a patch yesterday that had over like 1,000 fixes in it as well, so which is cool as well. So definitely the game is improving overall, from a state that it was already improved from the beta. So overall, enjoy the Avengers, man. It's solid. I like the story a lot of cool stuff. Kamala's great. Yeah, big fan. And last up here, I guess the one I'll do the shortest amount of time I spent in Black Ops Cold War, ArachKnight. I'm in the alpha.
What do you think
PlayStation.
of it?
Dude, I'm so afraid to talk about. I put in the JoyClicks boys iMessage chat that I'm afraid to talk about this game, cause look, let's lay it out. ArachKnight, if you're not aware, I'm sure you're probably aware, right? I am a COD fanboy, right? Not so much these days, like as prominently, but in Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, you know what I'm saying, Modern Warfare 3 as well, I was a Call of Duty fanboy, right? Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to start making content was because I wanted to be a Call of Duty YouTuber. I swear on my life, right? Like, that was it for me growing up, right? And I gotta tell you, man, Black Ops Cold War, I promise you, bro, it feels like Black Ops 1. It really does. Now, like, I'm really afraid to say that because I feel like dude, like, I feel like I've been so burned in the past, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ghost I thought was pretty cool, and then, like, it ended up not being that great, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially with, like, betas and everything, like, Black Ops 4 beta was pretty cool, and it wasn't really my favorite Black Ops as a whole, even though it's pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Modern Warfare as well. Overall, like, Modern Warfare, I still like Modern Warfare as a COD game. I know it has a lot of issues and problems with it overall, but I still appreciate Modern Warfare. But man, Black Ops Cold War, bro, it's doing it for me, man. It's doing it for me. I don't know if it's the nostalgia of going back to the Cold War era from the original Black Ops. I don't know what it is, but it feels like it. ArachKnight, did you play a lot of Black Ops 1?
I did a lot of Black Ops 1.
Okay, the last thing I'm gonna say. Okay, have you gone back to it recently?
Just to play zombies.
Okay. Okay, so maybe you might understand what I'm about to say here. Okay, so at least I felt like in Black Ops multiplayer, right? Even when it was in its heyday, that there was a level of jank to Black Ops feeling that still made it fun. Does that make sense? Kind of?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying... So, this is probably the first time I'm going to use jank in a very nice way to compliment the game. Because it's not like it's inherently jank, but the time to kill speed in Black Ops Cold War is emulating that jank, you know, and definitely the connection as well, which is in essence a bad thing for the game, right?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a downfall, but it's reminding me of Black Ops 1, how its connection wasn't the best in that game as well. It's networking, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't like the TTK.
You don't like a fast time to kill? I mean a slow time to kill, I should say.
I think it needs to be a little faster.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I think it's in a sweet spot that I could fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really liking the time to kill. I think it offers a window for a gunfight to allow for one of the people in the gunfight to, you know, evade from the gunfight, reassess, and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. Like, I think I just much prefer that than like a fast time to kill, like in Modern Warfare. You know what I'm saying? All the other games by Infinity Ward. You know,
I just get drop shot a lot more when the TTK is higher, because they have more time to like drop and then get their aim back to normal,
right?
And then just kill you. And it's like, if you drop shot, if anybody here drop shots, go fuck yourself.
Damn, like calling it out.
If that's the only way you can get kills, I'm so sick of it. Like, no.
I don't mean to boast, bro, but I was tearing it up in Cold War, bro. I was tearing it up at like 1 a.m. last night when all the hardcores are online and none of the, you know, casuals are online.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the SBMM?
Bro, this is another thing, bro. Oh my god, it irks me. Listen, skill-based matchmaking. I am 100% on the spectrum of like, why was it that when Black Ops 2 came out with League Play, one of the greatest things that came to COD, you know what I'm saying, a separate playlist that had a ranking system, that had skill-based matchmaking, and that was it. Boom. And then the regular playlist was solely based on location of where you're connecting to the servers. That's, I feel like, how it should have been this entire time. I don't know why skill-based matchmaking is in public playlist. It doesn't make sense to me. I know why it's there. It's to protect those that aren't that skilled, because then they get skilled with lesser skilled players and they aren't turned off by the game in that manner. But it really does punish those that love the game and want to play it a lot. It punishes them. Like, it's literally punishing you for getting good at the game. It's counterintuitive, you know?
I didn't have an issue. Like, I don't really have an issue with SBMM.
Oh,
like,
really?
I mean, I do pretty consistently, like, across the board.
Right.
Like, I was doing, like, a 1.5 ratio, like, nothing crazy, but it was okay. Like, throughout my, like, I only played, like, 5 or 6 games, and I was doing, like, an average of, like, 1.5. And it was fine. Like, I didn't feel like I was, like, getting thrown around. I, like, 1.5, I feel like, is a good KDR ratio, or KDR.
Oh, yeah.
It's, like, it was weird. Like, the reason I didn't like it very much is because I just don't, like, I feel like it doesn't run very well. I feel like it dips on the base PS4 a little bit. Like, it's...
Okay.
It looks like 20 frames. Like, I'm sure they're shooting for 30 frames, It looks like 2025. So
I was I'm obviously in the pro, and for me, I felt like it ran really, really well.
Yeah,
to be honest,
maybe it's just because I'm used to playing on a higher frame rate, but it just doesn't feel good on the eyes, and I'm just not used to playing on the sticks anymore.
Yeah, that's probably like a really big part of it as well for you, for sure. You know, as a PC player. Yeah,
playing with sticks is just awful. It feels awful. Like I used to be able to do it.
Yeah, and like you said that, actually, I checked right now. Skill-based matchmaking is still trending in gaming right now. Damn, that's crazy. I hate skill-based matchmaking so much. But you were even saying in the Discord that I prefer mouse and keyboard for shooters, and I 100% agree with that. That makes perfect sense to me. Like, you can aim better. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I played I bought Titanfall 2, 3 times.
Fire.
I bought another PS4. I bought it on Origin, and then 2 weeks later, after I bought it on Origin, they said they were putting it on Steam. I was like, well, looks like I'm rebuying it. So I bought it on Steam. And the difference in gameplay is night and day. Like, even just the difference in smoothness from 60 frames to 144 is night and day.
No, I haven't played a game in. No, I've never played it. I think aside from like a Fry's Electronics kiosk, I've honestly never played a game over 60. Like, physically seen it in my own eyes.
It is night and day. It'll change your life.
Yeah, but like for me, like if 30, like listen, bro, I'm gonna really have a coming to Jesus moment when I play Destiny 2 in 60 frames, cause like oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me, y'all? Like, so for me, like 30 to 60 is such a jump for me that I assume 60 to 144 is insane.
It like you can never go back. Like
yeah, totally.
My monitor has a 144 like refresh rate, and I had to put it down to 60 because I was playing through Skyrim, and the physics in the game get weird at 144. So I had to dial it down before I actually got a frame or like a frame limiter for just the game. It's disgusting. 60 hertz is disgusting.
Yeah, last thing I'll say about this is that like I have a 4K 60 hertz monitor, and like I've been eyeballing to get a 4K at least like 120 hertz or like 144 hertz monitor.
That's gonna run your wallet.
That's what I'm saying. I know, like, so like I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna hold out. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, 4K 60, that's more than perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? But later on in the PS5 generation, when we start getting more 120, like we're already seeing it with Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which we'll talk about later on. So I'm definitely looking to upgrade soon. Not soon, but relatively within the next few years.
Right.
But besides all that, let's get right to some news here. These are going to be quick ones that aren't related to the PS5 Showcase. We will move through these at a quick fashion. Did you see this weird PS5 ad that they put out? It's a very weird one. I honestly don't know. I don't even know how to even describe it. It doesn't say anything about the console at all. It's just like this Pirates of the Caribbean-esque type of flashy brand thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's weird. So like he like goes through. I don't even know. I don't even know why I put this on the doc. But if you want to see a really weird ad about PlayStation 5 called The Edge, play has no limits. Maybe it's like maybe it's symbolizing that PlayStation 5 will, take you beyond the edge of reality, perhaps. But you can watch that commercial in the description if you deem so worthy. Next up here, of course, PlayStation 5 preorders went live this week. We'll talk about that a lot because those weren't the smoothest of rollouts, but they are actually going to be utilizing, and by they, of course, I mean Sony, are utilizing air freight to meet the demand this holiday for the PlayStation 5. They are said to be using Delta 747s to fulfill all of the PS5 orders, or at least a good majority of them. And apparently via who was saying this? I think Daniel Ahmad was saying this too. Yeah, I think it was him. He says that he's not sure whether they have commissioned 60 flights or 60 aircrafts, which I'm not sure what the difference would be there. But he does say, quote, does sound like each flight will be full. And he also said that air shipments are unlikely to cover all shipments. So it looks like they will have maybe the most pertinent ones, like maybe the for sure launch PS5s are coming via air, and the rest are coming via sea from a usual one. So yeah, so ArachKnight, I mean, your niece's PS5 and perhaps my PS5 as well is in the skies. You know, they're coming home. You know, what's also crazy, what I was thinking about too, is that, bro, we are under 2 months from getting a PS5. That's exciting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there isn't really that long of a wait. You know? Mm-hmm. Like, we're like at the end of September. All we gotta do is get through October. And then November, boom, there it is. PS5. It's fantastic.
Remember, like, when we were on road to part 2?
Yes.
Where it's like really, like, the game's coming out soon. It's it's coming out in like 2 weeks, and it's like, really? It's like, are we sure it's not gonna get delayed again?
Yeah, that one was very interesting. Yeah, for sure. I remember when we hit day 50, I was like, oh man, now I'm getting excited, because like things are, now there's like no way it gets delayed, but like who knows at that time, who knows. But yeah, definitely similar feelings for sure about PS5. Very, very imminently coming soon. Did you see this report about PlayStation 5 production rumors and how there was a cut to the mass production numbers of the PS5?
Yeah, but I thought they refuted that.
They did. You jumped the gun a little bit, but I'm going to read the original report anyway, because it is coming from a reputable source, Bloomberg, right? And Bloomberg has broken a lot of different things about PS5 that have came to be true, including like the manufacturing costs and different stuff like that. And I feel like if they were to report it, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely some substance, right? So they do say here essentially that the company was expecting to ship around 15 million units by the end of March 2020. However, they did lower those expectations to 4 million units. No, sorry, by 4 million units. Yeah, excuse me. So it was 15 million units that they were projecting to make by the end of Q1 fiscal year, which is March 2021, right? And then they brought it down by 4 million units. So now they were rumored to be making 11 million units by March 2021. You know, due to things like chips turning out to be defective and PS5 units not being able, you know, to be produced because of those chips and everything. And apparently there was just a high yield of those chips, and it was reported by him that and by him I mean Bloomberg. That's not a person, it's a company. But that the chips are gradually improving overall, but they have not apparently reached a stable level. So this was making the rounds last week, right? And then we had Sony come out with an official statement sent to games industry. They say here, quote, while we do not release details related to manufacturing, the information provided by Bloomberg is false. We have not changed the production number for PlayStation 5 since the start of mass production. That's that. So, yeah. That's what they say. Like, people are there. I've also heard people saying that they could both be right, because they could have been projecting to ship 50 million units before manufacturing started, since they do say that, like, we have not changed the production number for PS5 since the start of mass production, which was in June. Right, so maybe the reports were saying that before production started, they were at 15, but then when they started, it's 11, and it stayed 11 since then. So they could technically both be right, and Sony could be like, you know, hopscotching the whole dilemma from that standpoint. But interesting though. You know, want to throw that in there. Any thoughts about the manufacturing of PS5s and the yield of chips and all that?
I think they're being careful, especially with how smoothly Microsoft has been throughout the entire process of the Series X and the Series S.
Yeah.
I would definitely be playing it very safe if I were Sony. So I assume they are being genuine and are trying to be as trying to have as many consoles available as possible, because that's how you get money.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think I put it on here, but like, or maybe it is somewhere down the road, but they are ensuring. Oh wait, no, they do say it in the apology that we will bring up later, but they do say that, you know, there will apparently be more PS5s on shelves this holiday than PS4, in spite of the pre-orders, which is interesting, which I don't necessarily believe, even though I'm just someone that talks about PlayStation and I really have no information at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a dumb boy, but yeah. So who knows? We'll see. We will see. But next up here, actually, you know, we're not gonna get to that one. You know what? I think we're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one for now. Yeah, let's go right. Is the nitty-gritty, of course. This week, on Wednesday, you can watch the reactions here on YouTube PlayStation Source. We did a reaction to the PlayStation 5 Showcase. We got a lot of games. We're going to break down all the games, and this is going to be probably the most in-depth recap of the PlayStation 5 Showcase you will ever hear on the internet. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to self-boast. You know what I'm saying? But you're welcome. Okay? I come prepared. I did the research. We know all the info on these games. It's all here in the doc. Now, ArachKnight, how do you want to go about this? Do you want to go popcorn style? Do you want to cherry pick which games you want to read about? Do you want me to do all the talking? Because I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling, ArachKnight, as we go into this?
I'm good to talk about the games. Like, that's why we're here, isn't it?
Well, I mean, like, do you physically like want to narrate and read some of these readouts? Because what we did, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have a list of all the games that were announced at the PS5 Showcase, and I have a quick little paragraph. Gives a little just recap, you know what I'm saying, a little thing about what was announced, you know what I'm saying, and what these games entail. Obviously, the one for like Black Ops and Fortnite are super short, you know what I'm saying, because like it's Black Ops and Fortnite, not much to say about there. But so I'm asking you, do you want to do popcorn style?
Yeah, we could do popcorn. Reading through every paragraph, I feel will take some time.
I mean, look, there's only like 12 of them. I promise. This is not. Yo, this will be real quick. I bet we can finish this in 10 minutes flat.
That's a game. That's faster than a game a minute.
Okay.
Or, no, well, I mean, like
perhaps 20.
Yeah.
Perhaps 15. Perhaps 20. I'll start. Final Fantasy 16 was the first game announced in the conference, of course. It is the newest entry in the Final Fantasy series. It's coming to PlayStation 5 systems exclusively for consoles as well as PC. Final Fantasy 16 is a new standalone single-player action RPG produced by Kev, here we go. Naoki Yoshida, who did Final Fantasy 10, 14, and Dragon Quest 10, and directed by Hiroshi Takai, who also did Final Fantasy 14 and The Last Remnant. It's a medieval type of setting, chocobos. We see Shiva, we see Ifrit, and that's all my knowledge about 587. Just trying to bundle it down to 16. That's what I pull from it. All right, there's probably more stuff in there, but that's all I got. And the combat I put here was flashy as fuck. Big fan. I love the music. I love the tone. I'm excited for it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And on some of these, I put the end like black string of what they said about about the game they showed. So at the end of this one, they said PlayStation console exclusive. It doesn't say PS5 exclusive. So take with that as you will. You know what I'm saying? This, I think, will fall into the conversation of like, all right, which games of these are coming to PS4 as well? Because now that's a thing. So, it says PlayStation console exclusive. ArachKnight, how'd you feel about Final Fantasy 16?
Hype. It looks like
Dude,
like what we talked about on the reactions video. It's like it looks like something out of DMC, because I don't believe it's been confirmed, but like I have seen that one of the guys that worked on DMC5 is working on FF16.
Yes.
Or
I think that's true. Yeah.
So DMC5's combat is a lot of fun.
It is.
So
It is.
I am definitely looking forward to it. FF7R definitely like piqued my interest. I might even play through a few other of the Final Fantasy games to really like catch up and see what I've been missing out on.
Are you down for playing through 15 together?
I'm done.
Cause I'm like half down, and by half I mean like 75%.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm down.
Okay, same. Because I like to experience it with someone else and just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the biggest takeaway for me is the fucking music. Oh my god, goddamn. Oh man, oh, it looks great. And the biggest hole for me is that like I personally don't love fantasy that much. Like I don't love like the like medieval fantasy type thing with like, you know, knights and stuff like that and all that. Like the Final Fantasy 7 like steampunk type vibe definitely spoke to me more for sure. So I mean, we'll see. Like maybe the overall tone and what makes Final Fantasy and everything that like makes Final Fantasy 7 unique in that right as a game into this medieval fantasy setting maybe might allow me to like it, you know? But I think that's the main holdup I have with it, is that like if it was steampunk, I would say this is a day one. But like because it's fantasy, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really that into it. So we'll see. I digress. But Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah,
I'll let you take it away.
It's we were all surprised that it's coming to PS4. Like none of us expected that when we got completely blindsided.
Yes.
And it's like it was a year after the first game and its DLC. Like Miles is like he looks experienced. Like he's had a year under his belt. Peter's off doing something or another. It's just like it seems very, very like it feels personalized for Miles. Like we see him in Harlem. Like Peter's a Queens kid. Like the music is different than like Spider-Man PS4's was more what's like orchestra, like bombastic.
That like I would say like more like a classic heroic type of soundtrack for sure. You know?
And Miles is more like hip hop and what you would expect someone of Miles's age to listen to. Like
I fucking love it. When the beat drops in the gameplay, oh my god, dude. God damn it. I'm gonna love Miles Morales, man. I could tell. I'm gonna love this game.
I don't like how much they use the Venom strike. Seems a little excessive. Like they overuse it in the comics. It looks like they're kind of being a little indulgent here. I know he has it in the comics and he uses it a lot there. Like a lot of Miles's big confrontations are ended by him just using the Venom blast.
Right.
Like it seems like a little excessive, but that's splitting hairs.
I think also like to quickly just comment on that. I think we gotta assume that like this snippet is early on in the game, right? And maybe they just use like a very overpowered version of Miles that you get towards the end of the game after going through the whole story in that vertical slice. So maybe that's why it seemed overzealous for sure, but totally doesn't really rid your point that like at the end of the game, if you're using a ton of Venom Blast, then your point still stands for sure. But yep,
I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a day one, like especially with the PS4, like there's no reason not to.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's gonna be $50 on PS4 as well. We got that confirmed. It's also gonna be $70 for the Ultimate Edition, which you will get Spider-Man Remastered for the PS5. Pretty cool.
I will probably grab the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, obviously because I'm getting a PS5, so duh, like same for sure. My only question, that's a big question that I don't know if they would do this, you know what I'm saying, is that can you play Spider-Man, that's the PS4 version, on PS5 without the remastered stuff? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, probably with the PlayStation whatever thing they're doing, like with PS Plus.
Well, interestingly, Spider-Man is not in that.
At least not yet, that we know of.
Fair, true. But like, I wonder, like, if someone has like for example, I have Spider-Man PS4 digitally, and if someone has it physically, right? Can they, either download Spider-Man PS4 onto the PS5 and play it with no bells and whistles of the PS5 for free? That's my big question. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you can. I mean, the question hasn't been answered really, So that's definitely a little bit unfortunate. If and by a little bit, I would say a lot unfortunate. Like, if you can't play Spider-Man PS4 on a PS5 if you don't want the remastered, you know what I'm saying? And they essentially are making you get the $70 Ultimate Edition to get Spider-Man Remastered. I think that's definitely fucked up for sure, But if you can play Spider-Man PS4 with no bells and whistles on PS5, then I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's then, like, at that point, it's definitely, not the greatest thing to have to pay for the upgrades, because I know, like, a lot of other games aren't. But I mean, Control's doing it, So I mean, oh well, it is what it is. 2K is doing it, so it is what it is. But
it
definitely not the best practices there for sure. But Hogwarts Legacy, a game and an IP that I do not care that much about. But here we go. Hogwarts Legacy is an immersive open-world action RPG set in the world's first introduced in Harry Potter books. Now you can take control of the action and be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world. Embark on a journey through familiar and new locations to explore and discover fantastic beasts, customize your character, and craft potions. Master spellcasting, upgrade talents, and become the wizard you want to be. Available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, which Series is also X and S as well, and PC. Developed by Avalanche Software, published by Portkey Games. Avalanche has a pedigree of games that has yet to be proven. That's the big thing I want to say here, is that Avalanche is making this game, and it's not the Avalanche from, like, Just Cause, right? It's the Avalanche that was purchased from Disney, right? And their catalog of games, ranges from, like, a lot of Disney stuff and, like, things that I would argue, like, aren't that proving if they are up to the task for a big open world game like this. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, it's their background isn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Their background isn't anything to marvel at. However,
like, we have, like, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, the Disney Infinity series, which I don't know a lot about. Cars 3 as well, Bolt, Meet the Robinsons, Chicken Little. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the classics.
Yeah. So that's the main thing I have, is that, like, I hope that they can still pull it together and make a good product overall. You know what I'm saying?
And, like, for just a little optimism, Rocksteady didn't have a background at all before making Arkham Asylum.
It's very true. It's very, very true. You're absolutely right.
So
absolutely right.
It's all up to the passion and the talent of the team working on it, and not what happened yesterday.
Are you a fan of Harry Potter? I forget.
Absolutely not.
Okay. High five from the fucking internet, bro. What it do? Yeah, I can give less of a shit about Harry Potter, but I know.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I know. a lot of the fans are excited, but like also like there's a big portion of the fans that are like they have a different emotion because of course the comments by J.K. Rowling, which are horrendous as fuck and disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of them are vocal on Twitter saying like, hey, I'm not gonna buy this game because why would you want to, you know, support a franchise when its creator is a piece of shit, in terms of their personal opinion on certain issues. Not even issues, just like certain things that aren't issues, but she's making them issues. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel the fans on that standpoint. Like, that sucks to love an IP and its creator is just a massive asshole, you know? But yeah, this is the thing that's happening. So Hogwarts Legacy, if you're in, you're in. ArachKnight, tell me about Black Ops Cold War.
So, it's Call of Duty. It's Toy Story meets Mission Impossible meets Fast and Furious meets Call of Duty vibes. I'm reading that directly from the doc. I'm quoting you directly on that statement.
I did write that. I would like to put that in the bio of Black Ops Cold War. I would like to somehow get that in because I feel like that was a very straightforward and honest thing.
You remember when Far Cry 3 was releasing and they had on the promotional material like one of the reviewers say it's like Skyrim with guns?
Yeah.
It's like Toy Story with guns. Just put that on the game. So
true.
Even though like it's definitely a Call of Duty game.
100%.
There is a call for duty. It I don't know. It looks fine. Like it looks like what you'd expect from a Call of Duty game. It's nothing remarkable. It's nothing that'll make your jaw drop.
Yeah, which I mean, to me, definitely not a bad thing. I didn't write that to trash it. I love Fast and Furious. You know what I'm saying? Is it absurd? Yeah. Are Call of Duty campaigns absurd? Yeah. A lot of the time. But they're fun. It's a good time. Good time. I'm just saying. When they had the RC car on the plane, I'm like, this is Toy Story. You know? When you somehow careened off of a car that had to be going, what, 60 miles an hour, and you just brushed yourself off and got up.
Way more.
Okay.
Think about how fast a plane like that needs to go to take off.
That's true. Planes are fucking scary. I like planes though.
Planes are cool. Scientifically, like planes are very, very cool.
Definitely cool, but like also scary in their scientific ways of like having to have this much energy to propel a massive metal tube through the air to transport people and items and stuff like that. It's quite interesting.
I think buoyancy is worse. If I had to choose one, think about it. Like, it's like the weight of the water has to be greater than the weight of the object floating on that water. Like, it's kind of weird. I don't like that.
What is worse, the science of propulsion or the science of buoyancy? Damn. Well, buoyancy. Black Ops Cold War is coming on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. Of course, you can get it everywhere. So, looked fun, looked cool, and we talked about the alpha already. You know, it's free right now. But actually, by the time you're watching this, it is over. So, you hate to see it. Resident Evil Village. The next generation of survival horror rises in the form of Resident Evil Village, the 8th major entry in the Resident Evil series, with ultra-realistic graphics powered by RE Engine. Fight for survival as danger lurks around every corner. Years after the tragic events of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Ethan Winters has started over with his wife Mia, finally living in peace and putting the past behind them. However, Chris Redfield, the legendary hero from previous Resident Evil games, suddenly disrupts their life, throwing a devastated Ethan into a new and twisted nightmare in search of answers. It is releasing in 2021 on PS5, Series X, and PC. So, allegedly, as far as we know, this game is not coming to PS4. And I think also it's not coming to Series S as well, based off this.
Ooh.
Which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there it is. It looks cool. You've played a lot of Resident Evil, I remember.
Yeah.
Right? Was there something here that you can have more context from a fan of the series?
Fuck no. It's so weird and out there. Like there are different tastes to the RE games. Like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 and 8. If you break those apart, they all have their own feel narratively and gameplay wise. Like 1, 2, and 3 is very just survival horror. It is you are trying to survive. 4, 5, and 6 is they are trying to survive you. And 7 and 8 is like, can I go home? Like what's going on?
Can I go? Mom, pick me up.
Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. It's like 7 and 8's like, for lack of a better term, flavor is very, very different from the other RE games. Not in a negative way, but it's like I've watched the videos on it. I've watched like theory videos on what we've seen from the trailers. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm in, like, you know, like the Johnny Bravo meme where it's like, I'm sickened but curious. That's me right now with RE8, because like it's so weird, but I'm also very, very curious on what they're gonna do. And it's a day one cop. As soon as I can pre-order it, it's going to be pre-ordered. Like I'm very, very excited about Village. I think it'll be a good time.
Definitely. Thanks to the PlayStation Plus collection, because I don't think I have Resident Evil 7. Now I will with the PlayStation Plus collection, so that's cool. I know I gotta play that before I can even think of playing Resident Evil Village, just based off how they're so tied together and all that. But I played RE2 and RE3 Remake. That's the extent of my Resident Evil experience. I loved RE2. Loved it. Oh my god. Loved it. RE3, I liked it. You know?
It was fine.
Yeah, but I loved RE2. So I'm not sure what my plan is here. I think I might just jump to 7 and then play 8 if I really want to play 8. You know what I'm saying?
You really But
I know the Chris Redfield thing is like a big thing that I'm not gonna know. Yeah.
It's Chris's characterization. There, you can read the bullet points and get a decent chunk on who Chris Redfield is. Like, I definitely recommend playing Remake 1. Remake 1 is a good time. 5 is okay. 6 is not great. It's like, if you wanted to do like a co-op stream series in RE6, because I remember talking to like Christian a little bit while we were talking about Village. Shout out Joy Clicks. Village, the Village trailer was playing during the showcase, I asked him what his thoughts were on RE6, and he's like, it's better with friends. I played the game once alone. Miserable. It was an awful experience. I hated it.
Tragic.
But if it really is better in multiplayer, like if you really wanted to slog through RE6, I would do it.
Good to know. We'll see. I'm just not that committed to playing through 4 through 6, even though I know 4 is really, really beloved. But it's getting a remake anyway, so it's like I'll just wait for the remake. You know what I'm saying?
Well, considering how different RE3 was from RE3 Remake, it's definitely worth your time. Like, 4 is a Leon story. Leon, Ada, that's a Leon story.
I'm a fan of Leon. Big fan.
Yeah. 5 is Chris, and an extension Jill. 6 is everybody but Claire and Jill. Definitely, I definitely do recommend these games. Like, they're a good time, but they have a good story to them. Give me a Code Veronica remake, I swear to God.
Definitely. But Resident Evil Village coming out 2021. I presume early on to, like, I feel like they've usually hit early in the year, so
Yeah.
Probably get that.
7 came out January.
Yeah. So, I'm sure we'll get that very shortly. Next one's Deathloop. I fucking hate Deathloop's website because they didn't let me copy and paste the blurb that they had for this. So, it's in a nice little screenshot right there, unfortunately, on the doc. So, if you want, I could read this really quickly, but...
Oh, no, I can definitely do it. Like, it's like...
means.
Deathloop transports you to the mysterious island of Black Reef, where an eternal struggle between two extraordinary assassins will determine the island's future. I feel like there's just a lot of games lately. It's like, oh, an unstoppable force meets an immovable object that'll determine everything.
It's like Us. I don't know what I meant
What?
by that. It's early in the morning. It's not even that early. It's fucking 11. I'm a piece of shit.
No, you're good. Dude, the beginning of the day for me is noon. Like,
oh man,
I get it. It's so, moving forward, as Colt, you must find a way to put an end to the time loop trapping the island in an endless... It's like Groundhog Day? It's just like Groundhog Day with assassins. That's cool.
I mean, look, I think it's a very cool premise.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. So you'll need to take out 8 key targets across the stunning yet chaotic island before the day resets in order to break the loop once and for all. But lurking in the shadows is the rival assassin, Juliana, whose sole mission is to take Colt out and keep the loop going. Alright, romance. I can already tell. There's gonna be some kind of romantic tension. But yeah,
the true end to the cycle is love.
Ew. the real freedom are the friends we made along the way. But It is releasing in quarter 2 of 2021 on PS5 and PC. I may check it out. Maybe I'll flip a coin.
I always thought it looked really cool from when we first saw Deathloop back in the PS5 reveal. I thought it looked fire, for sure. Of course, very biased here. I love the black protagonist. I love that. You love to see some Melanin Kings out there. Coming out April through June. So sometime between April and June 2021. So I'm definitely looking out for this. It is made by Arcane. So they were the developers behind Dishonored, which I haven't played. I know a lot of people love those games. So I'm interested to see what they do with Deathloop. Big fan. Looking cool. Definitely liked what I saw. Next up here, at this point of the conference, this triple of games / one more as well are like things that did this need to be here? You know what I'm saying? This is where the conference kind of lulled for me. Besides this one, kind of. So Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. IGN says, quote, according to Capcom, in DMC 5 Special Edition, players have the choice to turn on ray tracing and prioritize resolution, targeting 4K at 30, or frame rate targeting 1080p at 60. For players who prefer to allocate their horsepower to frame rates over graphics, PS5 also gives console players the ability to play their games at frame rates of up to 120 frames per second with a compatible display, of course, which is enabled in DMC 5 Special Edition when players turn on high frame rate mode. The new edition adds turbo mode as well to the game, so you can play at a 1.2x speed, as well as legendary Dark Knight difficulty, and lastly, playable Virgil. Virgil will be playable as DLC for existing owners of DMC5 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC at a later date. However, the physical version of DMC5 Special Edition will be available at a later date, so it is coming digitally at launch to PlayStation 5. DMC5 Special Edition will launch digitally on PS5 and Xbox Series X at launch. However, no PC. I'm not sure if you caught this, ArachKnight, but Capcom spokesperson told Eurogamer, quote, at present, there are no plans to release DMC5 Special Edition on PC. And it did say at the end of the showing at the PS5 Showcase, quote, available digitally at launch.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, I think that's weird.
I was upset.
That's fucked up. I felt bad for you as someone who I know would love this game on PC.
I have DMC5 on PC. No, so I was like, yeah, Special Edition. I was like,
yeah, specifically this one. It's like, dude, like, It seems like there's a lot. And I mean, like, if you're gonna put 120 frames, like, why is PC not in the question?
It's, I don't know, like if we get all this other stuff like turbo mode and Virgil, it's just like.
Well, I mean, by the looks of this, it looks like you'll be only able to buy the DLC to play as Virgil. I don't think you'll get any of the other stuff that were discussed here.
Well,
as far as I'm aware.
Then I guess I'll go fuck myself. Like, I'll buy it again. Whatever. I have to do it like 3 times anyway at this point. Like every game, I have to buy it twice. So, it's fine. I'm not even mad. It's fine.
Because my first thought was like maybe PlayStation bought the exclusivity, like a timed exclusivity for special edition on PS5, but no, because it's coming to Series X as well. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. I think that's really weird to not have it on PC, but DMC5 special edition, I liked it, so definitely cool to see that.
It's just, I don't know why PC players keep getting shafted. Also, apparently my Modern Warfare account is banned, so I don't know.
What?
Yeah, no, I just got a notification saying that I couldn't play Modern Warfare because my account is banned. So that's fun.
What is
I don't know.
ArachKnight, why are you wall hacking, ArachKnight? Why are you installing cheating mods, sir? Are you a cheating cheater?
I need to go.
Wow.
Trash. I'm finding all the mods for Factions Part 2 so I can win the bet.
I don't even want you to read this because I'll just blow through it. Oddworld Soulstorm was shown.
Alright, yeah, that was enough.
I could give less of a fuck.
Yeah.
It's coming on PS5 and PC. If you give a fuck, it looked cool, but I don't care about Oddworld Soulstorm.
Let me read the next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright, so Demon Souls.
Yeah. I'll say some quick things about Five Nights at Freddy's, just to be thorough. That's it, okay? Just to be thorough, okay?
Yeah.
It is confirmed to have a lot of things with PS5, including immersive 3D audio. They're going to utilize the SSD, and apparently that's going to add to the overall terror and horror of Five Nights at Freddy's as well. They also have a release on PS4 as well, just to put that out there, so take that with as you will. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how much of a way they're going to utilize that SSD with, of course, it coming on PS4 as well. And it's coming to PC as well. However, Steelwood Studios, who's developing the game, still presses that they will be releasing a 2020 release for this game. So presumably around launch, but they did not give a date. So
it's just like, how much can we wring out of one franchise? Like, I know MatPat is just like, he's just like warming up his hands. Markiplier, all the Five Nights at Freddy's people are all just like, yeah, money, more content. It's like, I have not, like, personally, I have not gave a single fuck about Five Nights at Freddy's in my entire life.
I've never played it.
You could put a gun to my head and tell me to play all the games, and I'd just tell you to pull the trigger. I'm not doing that.
I would probably rather play God of War 1 again.
Like, it's for anybody, like, if you like Five Nights at Freddy's, good for you.
If you like Oddworld as well, good for you.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. I do not care. Why was this here?
The way you said that sounded so disingenuous. Like, I am happy for you.
It's like if you're happy with it, that's great. I can appreciate your happiness.
Listen, but what were we really happy to see at this PS5 showcase?
I'm not PC. They hurt me.
We're gonna talk about that.
They had me and they hurt me. They broke my heart harder than any woman. I was like, yeah, PC, let's go. Like, it looks crisp, it's good. Like, I'm hyped. I would have pre-ordered immediately. I remember just seeing the tweet and just typing out pain and just going. It's like, oh my god, pain. Agony.
Developed by Blue Point Games and Japan Studio, which also weird thing. Japan Studio got the top billing for the game on the showcase when I feel like it's been primarily a Blue Point project. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of weird, but I digress. Demon Souls is set in Boletaria, a kingdom consumed by a dark being called the Old One, following its release through the use of forbidden soul arts. Players take on the role of a hero brought to Boletaria to kill its fallen king, Alant, and pacify the Old One. Gameplay has players navigating 5 different worlds from a hub called the Nexus, with a heavy emphasis on challenging combat and mechanics surrounding player death and respawning. Online multiplayer allows both player cooperation and the world invasions, featuring player versus player combat, set to launch with PS5 on November 12th, 2020, and allegedly not on PC.
Pain.
I don't believe that it's not coming to PC ever.
Like, ever? Probably not.
I do think that this is going to be a timed PS5 thing that will inevitably come to PC.
It's just,
and
like,
that's great.
Yeah, it's just.
It is weird to fuck it up though in the showcase.
This is a showcase like 2 months before release. You really want to, like, they fucking. Oh my god. It's just. I was like, yeah, hype. It's like, let's go. Pain.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're talking, like, of them fucking up the details, then, like, yeah, they fucked up the details, right? But, like, at its core, like, at a PS5 showcase, I thought they would never mention PC ever at the showcase.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because why? You know what I'm saying? And, like, I thought it would be completely acceptable to announce that these games are coming to PC, you know, a different platform that's not PlayStation, on the blog or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, after the fact. I have no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Is there an issue with them not bringing up the PS4 stuff? I think so. I think so for sure.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about the same platform, then a little bit, yeah. I think it's a little bit. Like, I know why they won it because they're trying to sell PS5s. I get it. But, like, still, I think that seems a little bit more dirty than saying it's coming to PC. I think that's a whole different thing if we're talking about different platforms. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely of the mind that this was something that they did not want to say now, and eventually Demon Souls will come to PC. Yeah, for sure. Just not.
Yeah. There are a lot of games this showcase is like, yo, why is this here? Speaking of which, Fortnite.
Oh, God. Fortnite?
Yeah, what the fuck? It was short. It was there. It's Fortnite.
Which, I mean, hey, above all else, I appreciate that it was short. I appreciate that it was like a 20-second thing. 20 seconds, I can waste that easily. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But I do want to read some things about Push Score. They say here that, quote, the title is utilizing Unreal Engine 4, and while it's just a glimpse that if rumors are obvious, crucially, all of your progress and purchases will carry across to next gen. So, of course, that's a given, right? But my only thing is that, like, man, I would have loved to see Fortnite running in Unreal Engine 5. Which they did say that they will be bringing Fortnite, of course, their new game engine. Of course, they would have their biggest game running on the new engine, right? So perhaps it's not done. That's fine, whatever. But like, I thought it would have been cool to get a little glimpse at Fortnite running in Unreal Engine 5 and not Unreal Engine 4, you know. But I digress. It is what it is, and it is coming to PS5 at launch as well. But see, you notice here that, like, well, I guess it's right on PS4, so I guess like them saying coming to PS5 is more specific. So I guess that one kind of makes sense. Why I would say come to PS5 at launch, but I digress. Would you like to read? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no. All I was gonna say is, what the fuck?
Yeah, like that could have been easily in a blog. And guys, or in a tweet. But honestly, I'm not that mad at this one specifically. I'm more mad at like Five Nights at Freddy's and like. Yeah, mainly honestly, even DMC 5 Special Edition, even though that was cool to see, still, it's like, you know, I don't think we necessarily needed that in a PS5 showcase, but I digress. You know what I'm saying? Oddworld, I won't talk too much shit because I know some people like it, but like that one as well. It's like
I've never met anybody that likes Oddworld. I'm gonna be real.
Same. Bro, same.
The only reason I know the game exists is because I've seen a streamer that I like play it once. And it was like, yeah, I'm glad they had fun with it. But
I played I like played a demo on either PSP or Vita. I forgot which one, but I played a demo of Oddworld. I was like, oh, okay, this is not for me.
Oh yeah, not for me. But you know what is for all of us?
What's wrong?
The PlayStation Plus collection.
Indeed.
Like, so this one I think deserves some detail. It's just like, for PlayStation Plus members, PS Blog says, for PlayStation Plus members, we'll have a new special offering on the PS5, the Plus collection. PS5 owners with PlayStation Plus will be able to download and play a curated library of PS4 games that define the generation. The PS Plus collection will be an added benefit to the existing PS4 benefits that PS Plus members receive for a single subscription price, which is super good. I'm like, it comes with all the heavy hitters that you'd expect: Infamous Second Son, God of War, Final Fantasy 15, Detroit, Bloodborne. What else do you need?
I do want to run down the flaws because, like, I think when you look at the full arc of it, I think this is like a lot bigger of a deal than what some people think, right?
Right.
Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Uncharted 4 A Thief's End, and Until Dawn. Of course, the hardcore community have played the bulk of these, right? But I think that the average consumer probably hasn't played a lot of these, and I think that, like, this is a great way for them to experience some of the great games that we were able to experience as hardcore for free on PS5 day one. I think this is great. I think this is a really cool thing that they are doing. I really like this idea for sure. I think this is neat. I do hope that it doesn't stop here. Like, I do hope that, like, this is a living and persisting part of PlayStation Plus that keeps growing.
I'm sure
over time, you know. But we'll see. I mean, overall, I think this is great for sure. And, like, I do have, like, a little thing that I said on stream that I don't know how you felt about it, but I kind of feel like this is not only for those that are getting a PS5 that haven't played these games, obviously, but I think it's also for those that are on the fence about spending $500 on the PS5 Standard Edition because they have disc versions of these games. And it's like, hey, you can now get the digital, and we'll get you covered on these games, and we'll give it to you we'll give it to you digitally right here. You know, I think it's I mean, definitely this is one of the things that pushed me over the edge to being, okay, cool, I have a physical edition of Uncharted 4. And now I'm not worried about, and now I'm even more talked into my digital edition PS5 because now I have Uncharted 4, boom, right here. If I ever want to play it again, right there. You know what I'm saying? And I get to experience Persona 5, never played that. Battlefield 1, I guess. No, I played a little bit of Battlefield 1, but I didn't love it, but it's there if I want to. Final Fantasy 15 as well, that we talked about early on in the episode. You know? So, I think this is a really neat offer, honestly. Resident Evil 7 as well. Haven't played that yet, right there for me to experience. I think this is a really cool offering, honestly. I like it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
big fan.
It's I have Game Pass, like, so it's kind of along a similar vein, except having it included with the normal PS Plus, which we all need to play online. I have a yearly subscription. I've had a yearly subscription for PS Plus since I got the PS4.
Right.
So it's definitely a nice additive to keep me incentivized to keep having PS Plus, even though I don't play games online all the time. Like,
right.
The last game I played online was Cold War, and before that was never mind.
An empty void.
It's just like, because every other game that's online is just on PC too. It's, regardless, it is nice that they included this because my sister and I bought a lot of these games like 50-50. Like, it's like, oh, I'll buy Bloodborne if you buy Until Dawn. So when she moved out, she took all the physical copies with her. So now I don't need to worry about borrowing them. Let's say if I want to play Bloodborne again.
Right.
And she took Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, oh, I'll play Bloodborne. Oh wait, I can't. I have to buy it again.
Overall, it's great. My only holdup is that, like, they do specify that, like, PS5 owners with PS Plus will be able to download and play a curated library of PlayStation 4 games that define the generation. So I just hope that, like, collection isn't just PlayStation 4 games per se. I mean, no, I mean, I don't know. I just hope that this list doesn't just stay stagnant.
I'm sure it'll expand.
Yeah, that's the hope. But I could also just see it. Hey, this is like a one-time thing. But like, if it's a one-time thing, why don't you even call it and name it PlayStation Plus Collection and like have this whole thing? You know what I'm saying? Like they, I don't know. But
it seems like a better version of PS Now.
To a certain degree, one could argue that. Yeah, for sure. To a certain degree, one could argue that. For sure.
PS Now is expensive. I just want to play Infamous, man. Like,
I mean, I pay for PS Plus. I'm sorry, PlayStation Now. Yeah, you know what? No, I guess sure. I mean, it's $60 a year. I think it's $60 a year, but I know it's $10 a month. So I think the way you pay for it could be a means of you can save a lot more paying annually for sure. But no, like I totally hearing that. Just based off like the level of quality of these games, like definitely speaks a lot to a comparison for PS Plus for sure. But I feel you. I did feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. But next up, of course, we're gonna skip over the last thing because it'll bleed into everything else. But the last game that was shown, God of War, PlayStation 5. It was a simple like minute trailer. I just had the Omega God of War symbol coming in blue and freezing over and stuff like that. And we got the Norse runes around the Omega symbol as well. Simply was Ragnarok is coming, Sony Santa Monica 2021. And the VO was Kratos saying, wait, what does he say? Like something is near, be prepared or something like that. Something like that, but it was some Kratos saying some Kratos stuff for sure. 2021 is interesting because I don't believe it at all. Man, I don't believe it. But like, here's the thing too, ArachKnight, which will bleed into everything here that we're about to talk about as well. Now we know that Spider-Man Miles Morales is playable on PS4. We also know that Sackboy: A Big Adventure is playable on PS4. Both of those are launching on PS5 day one. And now we also know that Horizon Forbidden West is also on PlayStation 4, which is the most egregious thing to me possible. That's the biggest one. I'm like, what the fuck, right? We will get to all of that, I'm sure. But here's the thing, ArachKnight. If they're willing to put 2021 on this, right? What if God of War Ragnarok is another Lost Legacy type of size of game, right? And it's working off of the bones of the God of War PS4, which then would also come to PlayStation 4. How do you feel about that?
I doubt it.
Really? Okay.
Like, God of War PS4 already was pushing the system hard. Like, there's no way that they could do like Ragnarok. Like they teased Ragnarok at the end of God of War PS4. I don't feel like this is a Lost Legacy kind of deal. Like a sequel doesn't need, like a full sequel doesn't need a 2 next to it to be a sequel.
Absolutely. You're totally right on that.
Like
it's totally right on that.
So I feel like Ragnarok is going to be a full game. They had the like what we talked about. They have the fundamentals. They have the skeleton of what the game should be, like in terms of combat and in terms of the hardest stuff. The rest is just story and filling the world with that story. But like the fundamentals of the game are already there. So that's why I'm not surprised that 2021 is a decent time for the game to come out, especially if it's late 2021, because from the extent of my knowledge, I believe that they started working on Ragnarok soon after God of War was PS4 was done, because they knew it would be a hit, and they knew that like it was time to get back to work if they wanted to get this for the next generation at a decent time.
Yeah.
So, like,
what Yes.
No,
sorry.
I'm done.
Like, what I'll say is that, like, while I personally want God of War Ragnarok, right, to fully be utilized to the PlayStation 5, right? I really want it to be from the ground up, like, really foreseen, and could only be possible on PlayStation 5's hardware, that being, of course, the SSD, the GPU power, all that good stuff, CPU power that we talked about before on road to PS5, previous episodes and everything. I would love it for it to be that, but them having it low-key this soon, right, and for them to be able to be that confident for 2021, I no longer rule it out after seeing Horizon Forbidden West, because I would have sworn on everything on my life that there was no way that even if there was a future where they announced Spider-Man Miles Morales and Sackboy for PS4, that I think overall, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense that I'm not really that bothered by it anymore. It's like, okay, cool, they're at launch, PS4 is still popping. It makes sense, right? But in that world, I would have never thought that Horizon Forbidden West would be a PS4 game as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never, ever thought that ever in my life. And I would say the same for God of War in that world as well. But now that we're in this world where Horizon Forbidden West is a PS4 game, I'm not sure about this one, man. I don't necessarily want it to come to PS4, even though overall as a consumer it will be great for them to experience a new God of War game on PS4. That's overall a great thing. It's not inherently bad, but I think what it implies about the game is where it gets muddy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I no longer rule it out, but I'm definitely with you in the hope of that. I do hope that you're right, for sure, but I don't rule it out anymore. But speaking of course, you can play Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy, Demon's Souls, Godfall, Astro's Playroom, Destruction All-Stars, Valhalla, Madden 21, Dirt 5, Black Ops Cold War, Watch Dogs Legion, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, and NBA 2K at launch day for PS5. Physical edition is $4.99. Digital edition is $3.99. Releasing November 12th in these countries: United States, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, while November 19th will be for the rest of the world. Are you happy with these prices? How are you feeling, ArachKnight?
It's what we all expected.
Truly.
Truly. I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed. I feel like it's a good price. It's appropriate.
Overall, I call this a W. You know what I'm saying? I think it could have been a lot worse. So overall, I was very pleased with these prices. It's what everyone foresaw. It's what everyone predicted. It was a very, very safe choice, and it was a choice that, hey, if it's safe, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm completely fine with these prices. I think they're very, very great. And considering that, like, if you go with the digital edition, right, and you're someone that over the course of the PS4 has bought more and more digital games and less so with physical games, which I feel like is a crowd that is reasonably large and getting larger by the day, right? Even stripping away COVID from the whole thing, even stripping that whole aspect from it, digital game sales have been growing over the years. A lot more, right? At a very, very rapid pace, right? So I feel like if you're getting a digital PS5, you're paying the exact same price as a PS4 launch back in 2013. You're paying in 2020 with multiple times faster GPU, CPU, ray tracing, all the good stuff, and overall better, like, bleeding edge PlayStation 5, bleeding edge console for the same price in 2020. Like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool.
It is cool
to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm super happy with what's going on. Like, with everything going on with the PS5, like, it feels very consumer friendly, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Overall, yeah, and like in an effort to be consumer friendly, are we taking away from the PS5 games and how they're inherently built? And we will get to the elephant in the room as well, the big lie. You know what I'm saying? We will get to that as well, for sure, right? Because that's something that we definitely got to address for sure. Especially, I feel like I have to address as well as a Sony pony. You know what I'm saying? But before we get to that, you know, we were all happy about the price, release date. You know, I do feel for the UK, out there. Very unfortunate that, you know, shout out to Owen. I feel you, bro. Gotta wait a week for the PS5. I get it. But it does suck in the moment. But overall, after that week, we'll be all chilling for the whole gen. You know what I'm saying? But definitely it does suck. It is unfortunate. I don't know why they wouldn't include the UK in the November 12th release. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the UK should have been there with us.
Well,
you know? But
they should have won the war.
Oh, shit. Listen, I wasn't going to say it, but... I wasn't going to say it, but did that thought cross my mind? Maybe. I don't know. Put down your tea and crumpets, UK. All right? Pick up some coffee. You know what I'm saying? Some coffee. Some fucking coffee. Oh, well. I digress. But shout out to the UK and much love to you all. PS5 pre-order fiasco. I want to give you a little quick rundown. I did a video on Friday talking about my experience with the PS5 pre-order thing. I thought it was a very funny video. I just thought about my experience and what it was, because I really do want to look back on this. And I want to have like a kind of like video that I can go back and watch and see what it was like during the PS5 pre-order fiasco. Because it was one for the books. It was a legendary thing that was, if you weren't there, you weren't there. But here's what happened. After the showcase that we just recapped, PlayStation tweeted, quote, PS5 pre-orders will be available starting as early as tomorrow at select retailers, unquote. Why this was not said during the conference, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because this absolutely did not happen. Right. As you recall, ArachKnight, we were doing the... we were still rolling live during the showcase reactions. Walmart starts popping up on their pre-order links. You know, yeah. I think it was Walmart that did it first. I think Walmart was the one that broke the camel's back, and everyone just said, fuck it. And just opened the pre-orders. It was insane. It was wild, right? And it was so wild that we even have PS5 breaking pre-order records at some retailers. So this is, of course, coming from Pushsquare. This is, of course, citing Curry's PC World in the UK is one such example. According to the press release, the technology store ran dry of PS5 pre-orders in just 10 minutes online and 4 hours in physical shops, smashing previous records. The retail is yet to confirm whether it will have more stock to be allocated. Things were crazy. It was wild, and it was so wild that just before we started recording Road to PS5 this morning, PlayStation tweeted this. Let's be honest, PS5 pre-orders could have gone a lot more smoother. We truly apologize for that. Over the next few days, we will release more PS5 consoles for pre-order, retailers will share more details, and more PS5s will be available through the end of the year. So yeah. Yeah, it was wild. Definitely wild. I will say one thing before I would like your opinion on this, is that, like, I definitely did not foresee PlayStation even mentioning this whole thing. So if all else, you know, I do appreciate them addressing and apologizing for the pre-order debacle. Even after they said on, you know, the head of marketing on Jeff Keighley's DualSense hands-on thing that, hey, we, you know, PlayStation gamers, fret not. You'll have plenty of time to know when pre-orders go live, and you'll have ample time to prepare for that. He said, quote, it will not be like a minute's notice. And it literally was a minute's notice. Like, it's literally what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate, above all else, them being honest on the pre-order stuff and apologizing for that. You know, doesn't make it right. You know, it is what it is. That's I mean, I really am not affected that much because I have a PS5 pre-order, and I know a lot of people don't. So definitely, if you are out there wanting to get a PS5 and you're frustrated with it, totally hear that, totally understand. Because if I was on that side, I'd be frustrated as well. I'd be way more mad about it.
Yeah, you drove up to GameStop in a pandemic to get a PS5.
Bro, so you know what, man, we got a Discord call, right? I call my cousin and my friend. I'm like, listen, shit's popping off. Like, it's live, guys. Online, my card is not working. Walmart keeps declining the pre-orders because there's so many people trying to get a pre-order. But I heard that, yo, in store on GameStop, they are doing them right now. I said, fuck it. I got my mask. I got my hazmat suit. You know what I'm saying? I got my gloves. And I went out into the brave new world that is COVID 2020 and went to GameStop. And I did it. It was wild. as well. I got the third. So at least, so to give you guys a little more context too, if you guys missed Friday's video, but definitely go check out that video because I thought it was really funny. But beside the point, at least at my local GameStop, they told me that they had 10 standard PS5s with the disc and 5 digital edition PlayStation 5s for day one launch of PS5, and that's all they had available. Oh. That's all they were given. I'm not sure how that compares to PS4 numbers, because I know with because I also got one of the last PS4s back in 2013 at my local Walmart, and I think they had like 15. I think it was 15, and like I was like number 13. Like I almost didn't get the PS4. Like if I had waited like another 5 minutes, I would have been screwed out of a PS4. So I cut it close then too. So, but yeah, that was that. I have secured the digital edition. Love to see it. But how has your experience been with PS5 pre-orders, ArachKnight? How are you feeling?
I tried. I failed. I was like, you know what? That's an L. A few hours later, Wario64 tweets that Best Buy has them in stock. First try. And I was like, cool. It's like, should I get one for myself? It's like, let me try again. And then it didn't work. It's like, you know what? I'll take that as a sign. It's fine. Like, apparently the PS5 is super beefy.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy.
I have no idea where I'm going to put it.
I mean, I did some measurements. I can't believe I'm measuring my desk for a fucking console I don't have yet. But it looks like the PS5, it's gonna fit snug, but it's gonna fit where my PS4 Pro is. You know what I'm saying? Then my plan is to have the PS4 and PS3 alternate where the PS3 is plugged in on my desk setup. You know what I'm saying? But the PS5 is gonna be the primary console, of course, on top. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's definitely a big boy for sure. It's a big boy. But hey, I like that. But like honestly, from homie to homie, if you're trying to get a PS5 day one, I can assist in any way possible. You know what I'm saying? I could figure something out. I could finesse the system. Maybe.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I've been seeing so many posts online. Let me preface this with like an obvious statement. Robbery is not a joke. However, I'm going to make a joke of it. It's like I've been seeing a lot of posts online. It's like me waiting outside someone's house to snag a PS5.
Bro, I've been added to 3 lists on Twitter that are adding people that confirm the PS5 pre-order that they're gonna fucking rob me. Bro, I'm scared.
Dude, I love those lists. They're so funny.
Bro, I'm scared. Bro, I'm Listen, I'm not lying. I'm probably gonna go to my apartment and say, hey, listen, yo, look, man. I don't mean to brag, but like, I run the biggest, I'm co-host of a PS5 podcast that's popular on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna need some extra security at my household. You know what I'm saying? So if we could send a gentleman over for like a week, maybe. You know what? Honestly, through the end of the year, let's not play. Through the end of the year, I'm gonna need a
bodyguard. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying for me personally, but for my place of residency. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's wild out here, man. It's wild out here. I know it's jokes for the most part, but who knows?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure it's just jokes. Like, it's funny to see the post, like people, like, have you seen the SpongeBob one where he's like sitting in a mask with like Air Force Ones and a gun?
Oh man.
It's fun. Like it's definitely, like, people are making, like, despite how much of a debacle this was. Like, people are laughing and enjoying, like, the jokes that come from it, which I can appreciate. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, like, I definitely do feel bad for those that didn't get a PS5 when they wanted to. Like,
yeah,
scalpers
definitely.
suck.
definitely we're not totally like discrediting like the overall like fuck upness that happened with this whole thing for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's fucked up for sure. But at least I feel like the majority of us are laughing about the situation. You know what I'm saying? That like that we're at least finding some silver linings that we can make jokes and all that. But yeah, I still hope that everyone that's looking for a PS5, I really hope you get one. I really do. You know, and we'll see if it actually happens that hey, we are going to restock these pre-orders throughout the next few weeks, and you know there'll be plenty allegedly at launch in stores. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see, but we will see.
I definitely do feel, especially after the whole thing with the 3000 series, the NVIDIA graphics cards.
Yeah,
we talked about that briefly before the show, like
yes
with bots and scalpers and all them. Like, also, I'm pulling all like with the drop shotting crowd. If you're a scalper, go fuck yourself.
Damn. Did you secure a 3000 series?
Absolutely not. They were sold out. They were sold out in 2 minutes.
Because I know that you were going for that too. Damn, man.
Like they launched at 7 a.m.
Okay.
6:59. I see the clock turn to 7. I refresh. They're gone.
I saw some guy streaming and like it literally was, I swear on my life, a frame.
Yeah.
It was like a frame like buy and then it was sold out. I was like, what?
Yeah, no,
bro.
People have bots in order to scan the internet and buy a certain amount.
Yeah.
Linked to a bank account that has like, I saw a guy post online. He bought $45,000 worth of PS5s.
Like, fuck. Like,
he used a bot to procure like 100 consoles.
That is insane, man. That is insane. Also, side note, while we're talking, while I did not have the ability to buy a digital and a physical, because I did ask the GameStop employee. I was like, hey, man, are you allowed to sell two? I'm not saying I'm gonna buy two because I probably won't, but I'm just asking for sake. And at GameStop, they were not allowing you to buy more than two consoles, only one per customer. Makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
But my cousin did get a standard edition with a disc, so we will have unboxings on the channel of both digital and physical. So
did you get a digital?
I got a digital, yes.
Ooh.
Which I've been hearing is a fucking unicorn. That it's rare. I've been hearing a lot of that too. That like the digital edition is like really rare and really hard to find on pre-orders allegedly.
Oh yeah, because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that and like it seems like they're manufacturing less of them for sure. But yep. So I have a digital. That's cool. But my cousin got a standard, so we will be. He is so graciously allowing me to unbox his standard edition as well. So I'll probably still let him unbox it, but I do want to record it. So yeah, I'll definitely let him do the honors, but I did tell him to come over for content for sure. So yep. What else here? So yeah, I mean that's the only thing that has me worried, because like while the PS5 pre-order definitely did not go smooth, Xbox is definitely lining up their pre-orders where like it on paper it should go as smooth as possible for sure. Like they have definitely made the right steps. They laid out a date, they laid out a time in multiple different time zones as well. So it looks like overall their process on paper is supposed to go as smooth as possible, and I hope that it will. I honestly hope that it will go as smooth as possible. But I'm just worried about seeing how the 30 series of NVIDIA cards went and that whole thing. Like I'm fearful of the Xbox pre-orders. Like we will see on Tuesday, but I really hope that it doesn't share the same fate, bro. I really hope it doesn't. You know, like that's gonna be super unfortunate.
Yeah. It was tragic. Like I was really looking forward to grabbing a 3080.
Yeah.
To like get those crisp like frames for like Cold War, because we both know that we all know that they're not gonna optimize that super well, and like for Cyberpunk, but after seeing those Cyberpunk specs, like I don't even need it.
Really?
Yeah, no, Cyberpunk is optimized as hell.
Nice.
Like you only need 12 gigs of RAM for the recommended thing. Like I have 32, and I know that's a small component of it. I don't remember all the specs off the top of my head, but I do remember seeing it and being very, very comfortable above the recommended state. And it's like,
yeah,
let's
I
go.
mean, I thought at least recommended would be 16. You know what I'm saying? So for it to be 12, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. Good to hear though. Good to hear for sure.
I might have just saved like $800.
I think the last thing I'm gonna put out too is that like, man, like what I'm really fearful of is the Series S, because like I feel like scalpers will just eat that shit up. It's $299.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like they are going to buy all of them.
Man, fuck
like that's, bro. I really hope that. I mean, I don't even know how you could. I don't even know if there's safeguards around scalpers. I don't know how to combat that. I have no idea how that, how one would even start to differentiate like a scalper from a genuine person without like, you having to put in some personal information before you get to checkout, like, or something like that. I don't know how that would all work out, but man, dude, I really hope that they don't have a problem with that. But I feel like they're almost the number one target right now. Like they have the date, they got the time, they have a $299 console that's heavily sought after right now. Like, man, I don't know, man. I really, really hope it goes well, though. Really, really hope it goes smoothly. But lastly here, ArachKnight, let's hit the big boy here. PlayStation Blog says, quote, additionally, we know that the PS4 community will transition to PS5 at different times, and we're happy to announce PS4 versions of some of our exclusives. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Horizon Forbidden West will also launch on PS4. While these three games were designed to take advantage of PS5 and its unique next-gen features like the ultra high-speed SSD and DualSense controller, PS4 owners will also be able to enjoy these experiences when they launch. The PS4 digital versions of launch games include a free upgrade on both PS5 consoles, while the PS4 disc versions of these games include a free upgrade on the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. Greetings from Kevin as I am editing this podcast. I forgot to include the tweet that I tweeted out for the question of the episode for Road to PS5. I forgot to bring it up during the podcast. My bad. Sorry about that. I'll just bring it up here right now. So I put up the poll for Road to PS5 this week, which just simply said, how do we feel about once reported, quote, PS5 exclusive games now coming to PS4? I had 4 different options, and they were great, PS5 buy, can wait. Another one that was bad, PS5 games are being held back. The other one was indifferent, and the last selection was understand but disappointed. We had 31.7% taking the lead with great, PS5 buy, can wait. Bad, PS5 games held back were at the number 3 spot, as right under the indifferent, which was at 26.8%, and then the lowest one was understand, disappointed. So definitely we have a range of a lot of people are definitely disappointed in the 17%, but the biggest crowd are those that are happy that these games will be playable on PS4 and they can wait to buy a PS5. So that was what the bulk of you guys said. I will link that whole tweet and the results for that down below in the description, so be sure to check that out if you guys are not aware, and also follow the Twitter because we always ask you guys questions for every single Road to PS5. So back to the main episode. ArachKnight, what are your thoughts? PS5 games coming to PS4.
Like I said, very consumer friendly. I'm excited to see like how well they run on a PS4, like the side by side videos, because I'm not gonna buy 2 versions. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see how that performs. I think it'll be cool. Like, shout out, like definitely a thumbs up to Sony for like looking out for people that can't buy a PS5 at launch or within the first year or two because of financial reasons, especially during the in the situation that we're currently in. So, shout out to them. Like that was you don't really hear stuff like that. You especially don't hear things like that from Nintendo.
But we have heard that from the Xbox side, though. You know what I'm saying? And like I think like we got to address like you know what? First, let's start off with this is a positive thing, right? Yeah. Like this is inherently a good thing, right? And we will get to why it's contributed as a negative as well going forward. But to first start off with, like, overall, like, this is a great thing. Like, it's great that I will be able to talk about Miles Morales with someone that has a PS4 and not a PS5. Like, that's beautiful overall. You know what I'm saying? But where we get to the issue is that, of course, the lead up to PS5, the main thing was that PS5 games that were, especially ones that were positioned as PS5 games, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy Big Adventure, Horizon Forbidden West primarily as well, they were all touted as to a similar vein as Ratchet & Clank Drift Apart, where it is a PS5 game that the PS5 fundamentally will change the way games are developed with the SSD and the way they're utilized and the way they're ran to so much of a degree that it would be impossible for them to run on PS4. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, the promise of the PS5 is that we are going to get games that are truly optimized for the PS5. Now it's looking like this is not the case. You know what I'm saying? At least on paper, right? Because there was actually a quote by Xbox. I think it was Aaron Greenberg. I forgot who said it within Microsoft, but there was actually someone, like, bringing up the same point that we saw throughout the hardcore PS5 fan base that were saying that, oh, Xbox games will be held back by the Series S and the Xbox One because they all have to be playable on those machines, and that will then inherently hold back the Series X because you can't, build from the Series X and go backwards. You have to go up. You know what I'm saying? And we had someone from Microsoft. I wish I pulled up the quote, actually. So, like, I'm really sorry that I don't have a direct quote, but he was saying that, like, that's not at all how it works nowadays. Like, they are able to, fine tune for each platform in a reasonable fashion that isn't as affected by the lowest common denominator in previous years of gaming, right? And if we couple that sentiment with, on the blog, them saying that while these 3 games were designed to take advantage of PS5 and its unique next-gen features like ultra high-speed SSD and the DualSense controller, right? Like, just looking at that, right? That's straight up saying that these games inherently were designed to take advantage of PlayStation 5, right? Like, right. If that reigns ultra true, like, that's what I'm really waiting to see here. You know what I'm saying? Is, like, now, again, like, they have inherently lied about these PS5 games to a certain degree, right? Like, with them being positioned as these games that are only possible on PS5 hardware. Like that has happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have definitely stepped back from their stance that they had quotes in May, specifically Jim Ryan talking about how, like, we believe in generations and we believe in a leap in gaming and we believe that, we want to cultivate games that will really take full advantage of the PS5, and that is why we are requiring a generation leap. You know what I'm saying? And now that seems a little bit less so because these games can be ran on PS4 via the PS4 versions of these games, right? But if we have a future, if we see come November that my Miles Morales is running drastically better and is really taking advantage of because I do think that overall it will take advantage of PS5. Like, I'm sure that I will have a better game quality wise as opposed to a PS4 version. The real question is how far of a gap it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we looking at here? Because with PS4 Pro and PS4, I would say overall that yes, the PS4 Pro is a better quality game, but they really optimized those games to run very well on PS4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in the PS4 era, definitely games were made to run on PS4 and then upscaled and, fine-tuned to run better on a PS4 Pro. But I don't know if we will see that close of a parity from PS4 to PS5. And I assume we'll see a lesser version of that from PS4 Pro to PS5. You know what I'm saying? But I still think both of those divisions will be wider than PS4 to PS4 Pro ever was. That's what I'd like to hope. That's what I would like to hope to believe. But then when you bring that in as well, it's like, how much worse can they put out a PS4 version of Miles Morales without tarnishing the overall quality of what you're experiencing? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like they wouldn't want first party games looking like shit on PS4. You know, that would be bad overall.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that they're like, it's all about optimization. Like, we've seen the fullest capabilities on what the PS4 can do, even a baseline PS4 can do in games like God of War and Part 2 and like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, we've seen it. The console still holds up well. So it's all a matter of optimization, and since these are only like the heavy hitters, Morales, Forbidden West, and Sackboy, like, these are the heavy hitters. These are games that people pay attention to when they think about the new console. So I'm sure they're putting in a team specifically to make sure that these games are as optimized as they can possibly be, because Horizon already has a rocky reputation right now because of the PC port, which I rebought. I was like, you know what, I like Horizon, I'll support it. I forgot why I refunded it.
Is it still in a pretty rough shape?
Yeah, no, it's not great.
I would like this to be like a low-key, like, weekly segment. I ask you, like, how is the PC port Horizon doing on this particular week? Is it better? Is it worse? What do we got?
It's just like, it's crashed a good handful of times. Like, it's not great, but it's getting better. Like, I just don't want to play it anymore.
No, I mean, I feel you.
And it's like, I just paid like $50 for this game, or however much. Like, I have to play it, but I really don't want to anymore. Like, my excitement has been completely destroyed. So,
ArachKnight, I say just let it cook. Let it cook a few more updates. The game can only get better as it sits there, I assume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll say, you know what? Just let it cook. Maybe come back to it. Maybe on preparation for Horizon for Forbidden West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll try it again a little later, but I'm gonna let it cook.
So, like, overall, like, of course you started off your whole endorsement on saying that, yeah, like, PS4 being able to get these, games that are coming on PS5 as well is a great thing, right? For sure. But overall, like, are you fearful of the parity or lack of parity that we will see with PS4 and PS5 games?
I like, considering that these are the heavy hitters, not particularly. Like, if it were like a indie game or an indie company doing the optimization, then I would be a little worried. But we've seen, like, just how well, like, a good optimized product can be, because like Ori and the Will of the Wisps on the Switch. The Switch is, well, in terms of raw power, it is a potato light.
God damn, taking shots.
Like, I love the Switch, but it's like a clock powered by a potato compared to what we have.
Dude, it is sitting downloaded on my Switch, bro. I cannot fucking wait to play that thing. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so excited. 10 out of 10. But yeah, but what makes this conversation really difficult as well is that, like, while Sony wouldn't want to put very, like, underpowered versions of their games running on PS4, because that would just look bad optically on the game on PS4 in itself, right? While they don't want to do that, they also really got to prove why you should play on PS5. And that is a difficult line to cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be like, the PS4 games have to run at minimum good. And the PS5 games have to run at minimum exceptional for everyone to be happy. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's I mean, look, I have made peace. I am still excited as hell for PS5. I cannot wait for this thing to come in because I bought a Pro for God of War for the visuals to really experience that full. I literally bought a 4K monitor and a PS4 Pro for solely God of War. I did those things at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted to double down on 4K. I really wanted to double down on the promise of the Pro. And I feel like overall I got what I paid for. Like it paid off in the end, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And less so about 4K, but more about the performance mode on PS4 Pro for God of War, right? And me being able to play Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered in 4K 60 on PS5, like that's fucking great. Like I can't wait to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, like that is worth the PS5 because I know that is where I'm at with games in terms of performance for the foreseeable future now that I have a PS5, right? And we don't know how it'll run on PS4, not sure, but we know it can't run like shit on PS4. You know, they're just not gonna let that fly. You know, but we will see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, overall, like definitely, there is some trust that has to be definitely brought back. I feel like for sure on PlayStation Camp. I feel that they definitely dropped the ball and there's like communication overall. You know, like, I feel like to go multiple months on touting your PS5 as a true generational leap and all that, and then seeing this step back is definitely disheartening for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely leaves a sour taste for sure. In spite of them just essentially doing what Xbox is doing as well for this cross generational thing. But overall, when you strip away that lie, like if they hadn't had just like if they were just honest from the start about this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like about their intentions, about these PS5 games bringing the PS4. I think there would be literally no issue with it. And I think overall, like, there would be an award what the fuck is that? And, like, this would be applauded overall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it definitely still is. Like, overall, like, when you look at it at its core, it's great that these games will be coming to PS4. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a great thing. For sure. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was bad that now they are doing what they pose the opposite in a means to compete with Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a way to push them down. If they were gonna end up doing the same thing, I wish they were just honest about it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I don't know. Like, I'm waiting to see. Like, I'm sure they're gonna talk about it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and apologized for preorders, which I didn't think they would do. So, what I think I would really like to see from them, right? If they really want to make amends to this, I want to be straight up. But hey, listen, guys, look. Yes, there were misleading comments that were said about these PS5 games. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like, we had conversations in the background. Did we know that a lot of you were not financially in the position to transition to PS5, and we still wanted you to bring these, and we still want to bring these games to the PS4 market. Now that's what they could say to us, but internally, is it a money thing? Absolutely. Like, there's over 112 million PS4s out, so obviously a lot of this is for a fiscal benefit, of course. Duh, right? Like, that's obvious, right? But they could say it publicly, hey, you know, COVID's brought a lot of difficulties. We just wanted to make sure that the bulk of our PS4 community can still experience these great games. That's cool, right? But what I would really love to see is a side-by-side. Is a sit-down, let's take a look at Miles Morales. No, fuck that. Let's take a look at Spider-Man Remastered, right? And let's show you the true differences in this. While it looks good on PS4, it's gonna look fucking exceptional on PS5, and this is why you should get a PS5 day one. You know what I'm saying? For the hardcore community.
Right.
You know? Will they do that? I don't know, but like I think that would be a very wise thing to do overall. Is to really like stop the, or I mean, you know, like at least address the outcries of people saying that, hey, and it's not really, they're not really lying. Like it seems like what it's going on here, unless we have further details that come to us from PlayStation. But like overall, these, you know, Miles Morales, Sackboy, and Horizon cannot be built up from the ground up utilizing fully the SSD if they are going to be running on PS4. And that even spreads from the thing that I don't think can change from the PS4 versions of these games is the overall fundamental design of these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless they're doing a lot of work to really make these PS4 games work from these, these like PS5 games work on PS4, you know, like they have loading instances that don't happen on PS5 and different stuff like that. Like if that's the case, I think that we really need to see that firsthand. You know?
Yeah.
I think that should be the next step. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they will be that transparent. I think it would be positive for them to be that transparent. I really hope they will be that transparent overall. But I think that's the best way they could combat this whole thing going on right now. You know? Is to just show us the differences. Prove us the differences. You know, if what you say is true, these 3 games were designed to take advantage of PlayStation 5 and its unique next-gen features like ultra high SSD and DualSense stuff. You know, like rather than tell us, I think now we need to firsthand see that, and I think they'll be in a better position. But yep, that's that.
It'll be an exciting thing to see. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing and hearing about how they've done it, like technically.
Yeah.
And how it's proven technically.
Yeah. Or the opposite could very well happen. Or it's not that improved. Then we're in a definitely different thing. But like at least for me, even it's a fact that my PS5 version of Miles Morales will run better than the PS4 Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like, that's going to be factual. You know what I'm saying? Whether that gap is big or small, I'm so happy that I'm going to be playing the best version possible on console of these games. That's what it is for me at the end of the day. Truly. Like, that's where I'm at, honestly. After sleeping on it and after looking throughout everything and seeing all of it going on, I don't appreciate the lying. I don't appreciate the step backs. I don't appreciate them at the end of the day falling in line with what Xbox is doing after positioning the PS5 as something that is not what they're doing. But overall, in spite of all that, while they still have a lot to do to re-mend that trust in the community, I'm still hopeful overall that PlayStation 4 gave me a great generation of gaming. It's been fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a grand old time. So, and based off what they said, like they are really committing to first party. They're looking to expand first party. They're really looking forward to doubling down on these games and really bring us. We just got a God of War announcement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope overall that we will see the fruits bear from PS5 in spite of this whole debacle. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't excuse anything. At least in my book. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. Also, fuck, man, I'm excited for PS5, man.
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited as shit, bro.
Likewise.
I'm excited, man.
I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad too because now I'm gonna have to start, picking the last games on PS4. I'm gonna miss the DualShock 4. I'm gonna miss the PS4. You know what I'm saying? I think the future of the show, episode wise, I think we're gonna start taking a look back at, some of the good PlayStation consoles and take a more historical standpoint leading into PS5 and saying a goodbye to PS4. But we'll see. But until then, unless you have any closing thoughts on everything that we talked about today, you know what I'm saying? You may say your piece, ArachKnight.
I think we both said everything that needs to be said, and just that I'm excited to see how the future develops.
It's true. It's true. Well then, at that point, ArachKnight, where can the people find you?
I am on Twitter at Orly_Macias or LY_MACIAS. Talk about video games, comic books, all the other good stuff over there. I am on the PlayStation Source Discord, which you can find in the description below, under the same name of the ArachKnight. I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/theArachKnight. Yeah. And other than that, like that's it for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, you just watched Road to PS5, the weekly PS5 podcast here on youtube.com/PlayStation Source, where you can get filled in on the latest and greatest in all things PS5 as we head to release of the PlayStation 5. You can, of course, follow this podcast every Sunday 10 a.m. here on youtube.com/PlayStation Source, as well as hitting that anchor link down below in the description to find links to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, and any other major podcast service just by searching PlayStation Source Podcast Feed or hitting that link down below in the description. To support the show, you can, of course, like and subscribe, as well as become a member of the channel by hitting the join button or link below in the description for the Prince tier or the King tier. $1 and $5 respectively, that give you access to different channel badges, emotes, as well as shoutouts and all PSS content, just like the homies Caleb Kaiser, Bashful Brody, Owen, and of course the luxurious one, the ArachKnight. Follow us on our platforms down below in the description, including Discord, Twitter, as well as all the good stuff down below in that description, as well as links to everything that we discussed. That Saturday link down below if you want to read for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, thank God for watching. And as always, greatness waits. PS5's coming, boys. We're almost there. We're almost there. I think next week we'll start the PS5 countdown. I'm excited. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. See you guys next week.